Hang on, let me fix this little thing. There we go. Hello and welcome back. As you can see, I'm here once again, outside in the sunshine. Taking in the little things. The things we take for granted. The things that have the power to bring you a sense of peace and calm. But more than that, what is it that you love in life? And I don't mean, do you love your car, or do you love your girlfriend, or do you love this and that? What are the things that when you do them, time seems to just disappear and not exist? Are there things in your life that you're not doing, that your heart is calling you to reach for and develop? This video is about how to find your calling in life. This video is about how to create the life that you always wanted, how to create the life that is just right for you, that's going to bring you the most happiness. This is a video about how to become happy in your life. Well, first things first, one needs to distinguish the difference between the things that people want you to do and the things that you really want to do. And then you also need to distinguish between the things that you want to do and the things that your heart is calling you to do. You may spend a lot of time watching TV or playing a video game, but that might not be what your heart wants you to do. It may want you to be in the sunshine. There's going to be a different quality. Your mind will be more quiet when you're doing the things that your heart is calling you to do. For some people, it's speaking to others. Some people enjoy being out in nature, walking, drawing, painting. And in almost every case, your heart is calling you to do some type of creative act. And to create is to be very close to existence itself. The universe is constantly creating. So what are you not creating? What are the things that your heart is calling you to manifest into this world? For me, the things that I really enjoy, the things that I really love, it took me a process of, and I'm still learning. It took me a process of looking at what I'm already doing and then looking deep into those things while I was doing them. Am I trying to impress someone while I'm doing this? Was one of the questions that I asked myself. Am I doing this because someone else wants me to do this? Is another one of those questions. What are the reasons that I'm doing what I'm doing right now? And is it a means to an end? Or is every step I'm taking the goal itself? And that's also a very powerful question you need to ask yourself. When you're painting, does the stroke itself feel fulfilling? As the words flow up through my vocal cords and exit my mouth, and just standing here in front of the camera, I feel the goal is already complete. When I turn into the sun, and sometimes the most simple things are what you love the most. When I turn into the sun, just the heat, the physical sensations of it itself, it's very soothing. What are you bringing into this world? What are you giving birth to? Through your being, are you bringing more destruction, or are you creating more life? Through your art, what is the message that you're sharing with the world? And is it authentic? And that's really a huge key. Whatever it is that you do that you love, is it authentic to you? And when I say the word authentic, I don't mean is anybody else doing it. It has nothing to do with others are doing the same thing. But for you personally, are you trying to be like someone? Or is it something that you really want to do yourself? A very simple way to find out what your calling is to look back into your childhood. And I did this. I went through this process, and I found many things that I did back in my childhood that I still enjoy immensely now. I found that when I looked into my childhood, I knew exactly what it was that brought fulfillment into my life without having to think of it. As a child, you don't carry any expectations, and you're not trying to become anything. There's no end goal to the step that you're taking. Picking up a flower itself becomes an adventure. Oof. I don't want to get stung. So looking back into your childhood can be very enlightening when you're looking to find out what it is that brings fulfillment into your life. What type of actions, what type of things do you still like to do? And how can I align myself now with that inner child? A lot of the activities that we used to do then, we stopped because we wanted to grow up, and we thought that that's what growing up meant, was to stop doing certain things, was to stop doing certain things that made us feel really happy. We think that being an adult is all about doing the things that we don't like to do. And oftentimes in life, you need to do things that you don't like to do. That's part of the process. But what is not part of the process is stopping the things that you really love to do, the things that bring you a sense of joy. Get. There, I feel fear. There's a wasp that just keeps coming really close to me. Have you ever had a wasp sting you? Reminds me of a story. This might be a little off topic. But I can remember one time it stuck to my finger as it was stinging me, and I couldn't get it off, and I remember that pain lasted for hours. So fulfillment in life is, as I mentioned in another video, is found only in the here and the now. And when you live as an adult, you oftentimes make a plan and then reach to try to make that plan come true in order to bring fulfillment into your life. But the topic of this video aligns very well with the video I made on fulfillment, and that when you were a child, you felt fulfilled every moment. The moment you stepped outside, your feet touched the puddle of water, the rain that just accumulated, you were already fulfilled. You didn't have to do anything in order to become fulfilled. And that's a huge key when you're trying to discover what you want to do in your life. So how can you learn to drop a lot of the things that you're doing in your life now that are not doing anything for you? Might be a difficult process for you. It was a difficult process for me. I had to come to terms with the fact that I was going to change, and the people around me were probably not going to change with me. But I also had to look deep into that and say, well, if I'm going to change and the people are not, I'm probably going to find some new friends. That means there's going to be other people that are going to come in my life that vibrate closer to the frequency of my authenticity. And those friendships will be much deeper. The idea of loyalty can hold you back when you're trying to discover what you really want to do in your life. You may feel responsible towards the commitments you already made, but were those commitments made by someone that you're not anymore, or someone that you never really were, or someone that you were trying to become? My entire message in these videos is really of authenticity, of really looking into the things in your life and who are you? What are you doing with your life? And whatever it is that you're doing, is it really in line with who you are? And the more you dig deep, the more you find that who you really are is very, very much in line with the universe, the creator, whatever you want to call it. Some religions gave it the name God. Some people call it the Buddha. There's all different names, but it all means the same thing. There's a vibrational frequency that creates life itself out there. And the more you find that you tune into who you really are, the more you find that you also are in tune with that frequency of life itself, which is why I mentioned earlier on in the video, if you're creating something that can help you find yourself as well, if you enjoy, what do you enjoy to create in your life? And then again, it might not help that much, but at least it'll give you, because it's going to be a process of trial and error. If you don't know who you are already, you're going to have to try something, and it's going to take a lot of honesty on your part. Do I really enjoy this? You're going to have a certain amount of money invested, certain amount of time invested into some of these new projects that you're going to try, some of these new things, creative acts, and a lot of times you're going to find that nope. And it's not until you align yourself more with who you really are that the choices you make and the things you try will be something you stick with. One thing that I've found is that anything I try isn't really it, but when I stop trying, that the body will naturally find its way on its own. And that's a huge key. That's a very big pointer there for you. Being who you are is a fine line between trying and not trying. effort and non-effort. Because you can't really try to be who you are, you can only be who you are. And if you're not already being who you are, it might take you some time to figure that out. So I can't really help you that much with this topic. This is really something that you need to discover for yourself. And some of the stuff that I said in the video may or may not be helpful to you at all. It's going to be a process. It could be painful. It's definitely going to be joyful. Because the more you align yourself with who you are, the more you feel this inner sense of freedom. You feel less held back. You feel like, a weight is lifted off your shoulders. And that's a very good way to know, am I doing what it is I'm meant to do? You're going to feel a certain sense of freedom. And I'll leave you with that. Okay, you're not stinging me today. Wherever you are around the world, whatever time it is that you're watching this video, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace. I appreciate you, my friends.